Eid Al Fitri will soon arrive, and with it, the mass travel of migrant workers from across Jakarta back to their respective hometowns. But with so many options to get to the destination, what method of transportation is the best?
And that's what we're going to find out today as we embark on an epic race across Java to find out what's the best way to get to your hometown for Eid. Is it by train?
Or by car?
This is the Great Eid Race.
Okay, so basically it's pretty simple. We're going to race from Jakarta all the way to Surabaya. So this is basically, we're going to compare how it is homecoming for Eid Al Fitri using either a car, this one, or a train, the far superior method of transportation. So why don't you... Well, we'll see.
No, the winner gets a single point and the loser has to pay for dinner tonight.
So why don't you explain how the scoring method works first, Mas?
Well, the scoring method, we have 1 point for the winner of the race, 1 point for the winner in terms of comfort, and 1 point in terms of the winner in price. Now, we will tally up the scores at the end, so wait and see.
All right, so what are your expectations at this point right now?
My expectations, I expect to win.
Oh, well, I don't think so. This man's clearly delusional because even getting here was a lot of traffic. So I can't wait for the amount of traffic he'll have to deal with. I won't because it's a straight shot from here to Surabaya. So actually at this point, because you were so late, we actually have to go right now. Have to go. May the best man win, buddy.
Good luck. Good luck. I'll see you there.
Yeah, later.
And so, at around 10 minutes before 8, we set off on our journey.
Or rather, my team started our journey, while Team Train still had to go through the check-in and boarding process.
So I do have to give him props for being so confident, but I mean, this is the car. It's the literal life and blood of this economy. We have super highways connecting between cities in Java, and we can even get to other islands using the car as well. I mean, with a ferry.
Sadly, I spoke too soon.
Ya, oke. Makasih ya, Pak ya. Makasih, Pak. So, here's what just happened. We took the wrong turn, and we ended up on an odd-even street. So we did get stopped by the police, but thankfully they were very understanding of our situation, and we're back on the way.
Meanwhile, far from violating traffic laws, we were checking in and boarding.
So here's why I think that trains are a vastly superior method of transportation compared to cars. As has been proven just before we even left Jakarta, it's clear to anyone who's ever ridden a car and has commuted at any point in their lives, that cars are a source for horrible traffic jams. Now compare that to trains. Look out here. You see any traffic jams? I don't.
Sadly for Team Car, my predictions were just all too accurate.
Right. So we've hit a bit of traffic, which I was actually really anxious about before we left. But I checked maps earlier, and it said it didn't have any, but as it turns out, there is. So I'm a little bit tense. What?
So we'll lose.
I hope not. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this traffic won't last for too long. So in theory, we should be able to drive at a speed of around 100 kilometers an hour, which is actually faster than the train that Arya is on, which can only do between 55 to 75 kilometers an hour. Hopefully we can keep up as much speed as we can, but yeah, it really depends on the traffic and some roadworks as well.
As a matter of fact, I was going much faster than Messi had anticipated.
I think now would be a good time for us to introduce to you guys the workhorse that's gonna get us to Surabaya. This is the Argo Bromo Anggrek, and she carries with her 8 train carriages and moving at the speeds up to 120 kilometers per hour. So with a route of Jakarta to Surabaya around 725 kilometers, that makes our trip last around 8 hours and 30 minutes, which means we should get to Surabaya at around 4:30 on the dot. We'll see how accurate that is.
As I still had a long journey ahead, I decided to stretch my legs and roam the train. I found myself in the very spacious and comfortable restaurant carriage, a perfect place to enjoy a little entertainment. Hopefully those poor souls on Team Car find their own way to entertain themselves.
But if I let you go, I'll never know what my life would be holding you close to me.
At this point, it has been 3.5 hours since we left Gambir, and Team Car has nearly reached Cirebon. So, I decided to make a call.
Looks like Messi's trying to call. Wonder what he's gonna say. Yo, what's up?
Hello, Arya?
Yeah, where are you?
We're just about to enter Cirebon. Where are you?
Bro, we left Cirebon like 20 minutes ago, dude. What? Dude, we're like somewhere around, I think we're approaching Tegal.
Clearly, we were behind, but I was confident that with our speed and the train's later stops, that we would catch up. Until
We have been waiting for about 10 to 15 minutes just for the trucks to leave. Are they leaving?
Nope.
Oh, God.
We lose.
We might.
sadly, our troubles didn't end there.
Alright. Come on. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Stop.
Oi, Messi, tungguin. Lega bang.
Lumayan.
Lanjut ya.
Yeah, let's go.
As Messi struggles to find a rest area to empty his bladder, I slept blissfully, knowing that my toilet is just a couple of steps away in the next carriage.
The final stretch was on.
And for Team Train, that final stretch had to be taken on foot.
Alright, so we've arrived at Surabaya. This is exactly 4:30 actually. We don't know where Messi's team are at. I imagine they're not here yet, so he's gonna go prepare and go head straight to Tugu Pahlawan. We won!
train had won a decisive victory. And because I have good sportsmanship, I wanted to greet my opponent upon his arrival, and also to rub my victory all over his face. And so, I waited, and waited, and waited.
Lu lihat dia nggak?
Kadang gue juga nyampe bareng sama lu gimana?
He can't be inside because it's closed. So
Unfortunately for Messi, they arrived so late that Team Train had decided to just head straight to the hotel for a well-earned rest. The next morning, we reunited to finally answer the question that brought us here in the first place.
Alright, so we're finally here. So let's just talk about what everyone wants to know, which is the best way for you to go home for Eid? By train or by car? So let's start with you. Let's talk about who got here first.
yes, obviously you got here first, and I lost. I lost by 3 hours, as a matter of fact. And obviously this is even before the Mudik festival even started. So I think in realistic terms, it would be a little bit worse when that actually occurs.
But there are two other metrics that we want to talk about, obviously. The first one being price. So for me, it was $650 a person with my camera guy, Mas Ongki. And that's it totals up to 1.3 million for 2 people.
I mean, in my case, we had 3 people. The problem is the entire total cost of the trip itself was around 1.6, 1.5, I should say.
So overall, it's more expensive at the end of the day, but I think that can fluctuate, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Yeah. And the final metric, I would say, is comfort. For me, I had no complaints on the train. We had plenty of leg room. If we were sick of sitting around all day, we could walk around the train carriages. So it was very comfortable for me. It was nice and cool inside. But I want to know more about, like, how was it in your car?
Well, I nearly had to pee in a bottle.
Okay.
And
okay.
Obviously we have to wear a seatbelt on the highway. Well, I mean, actually everywhere. So of the positions that I could use to kind of just find comfort was actually just a tiny bit difficult. And apart from that, I think one of the glaring things that I experienced was having to actually stop somewhere to use their toilet.
So that's basically the whole thing. It would appear, I might be a little bit biased here, that the trains won by a large margin. However, I guess I'm pretty sure you want to defend your case, and there are some caveats, to be fair.
Yeah, obviously if there are more people in the car, then it would be cheaper compared to the train. If you're going with the whole family, I'd probably say go with the car because it's cheaper. But if you're going by yourself, go on the train because it's cheaper and it's definitely more comfortable.
But plenty of people also mudik, go back home, back to Sumatra or like other provinces, other islands. Even though we didn't go to Sumatra this time, we do have our good friend Rebecca and Andre going to Sumatra, going to Palembang. Is that right?
Yes, that is right. And they are going to be showing you all of their tricks and their tips on how you can have a comfortable and safe ride to Sumatra during Eid. So, this has been Satya Pramesi, Arya Siddhartha, Dipta Adiwiguna, and Lutfi Evan for See Today.